think this was my very first school card. This is a fun book. This is like my very first journal. Oh, haha, this is so cool. Look at that. So there's the sofa, there's the fire. Just put your ideas, draw them, it all happens. So I'm telling you, thoughts create things. The story is only beginning. Okay, so it is packing day and we are ready to start and pack this office that has absolutely everything in it. Now, where to begin? So I'm going to start maybe with my gratitude logs. So I actually have every single gratitude log since I have begun, which is pretty awesome now to have all in one place. In fact, the very first gratitude log was this little simple tiny book that really I just wrote 3 things in every single day. And I started this back in 2014, which I think is pretty awesome. Okay, so this is a fun one. I've got every single, so the diamond pin, I wanted it on the 12th of October, 2019. I wanted to be the first consultant to do so. And I was going to do it in 22 days. But I hit it. Woo! It's just great. I think this was my very first school card. I was actually just using Bob's. Money comes to me in increasing quantities on a daily basis. I'm in Bob's inner circle. And I've now acquired 100,000. 100,000 to me was millions and millions. Like, I had £4.20. So I remember writing that going, how on earth will that happen? But yeah, here's the one I was going to show you. So there was one day I was at an event with Bob in LA and he says, Kim, come and have lunch with me. So I went and had lunch and I brought my goal card because I knew my goal, million. Gonna go for the million. Way before the diamond pin, I was just like, this is what I want. Sat down with my goal card ready to kind of, would you sign this for me? And we got chatting and he said, okay, well, how can I help you? And I says, well, would you sign my goal card? And I hadn't written the number yet. And he kind of looked at it and he said, what do you want? I says, 1 million. And he took out his pen and he wrote 2 million. And he signed it. I signed it. There's Bob signing it. Done. Bob Proctor. I signed it. And the sweat poured. Because I had no idea. Like, 1 million was such a huge stretch. But when he wrote 2 million, I was just like, oh, great. So I took it on because I always did. And he said, you're more than capable of doing that this year. And I came home and I wrote a check because I think we all do this when in the early days of personal development. It's on the ceiling, it's everywhere. And I wrote myself a check for, because I had to score it out, £2 million. And the cool thing, I wrote, I think, on the back of it, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have now earned 2 million each and every year with ease, flow and joy. It is done. And yeah, we hit that one too. So it just never ceases to blow my mind where you write what you want on a card and it happens, it moves into form. It's just so, so special. And I've got all of them. So yeah, goal cards are definitely a huge, huge part of the success that, you know, I've had and all of our clients as well. So I love that little story. And no, you can't steal this and check it in because we've changed bank account. Okay, where do you begin? So I have a very interesting filing structure in that I don't really have one. Although I'm a big person for pen and paper. So any event I've ever done, all my notes, everything from every topic is all here categorized into different events. So this is where I really break down the science of, look, there's everything, money, mindset, desire, all my teachings. I always draw out and make notes. Can you actually make any sense of that? This is how, so to kind of explain the process. So anytime I'm creating something, I'm very much tapped into source and tapped into intuitively what I should teach. And sometimes that will come through in like waves. And it's like, oh, get me a pen, quick, get me a pen. And sometimes I'll write it up here and sometimes I'll draw it down here. And I tend to go through this process of just like vomiting out whatever inspired ideas come. And then I take that page and then I break it down into each section. And then I simplify it again. So it is rather a strange process, but it's what I do. And I kind of see creating events as like art. And I want to make sure the energy flow is right. And I have to see that from a very wide, what way are people going to go through this? So it's always just to give the best service. So I've done that with every single event. You've got the mind dump, and then it all gets categorized and drawn out. So yeah, I'm a little bit obsessed with what I do, which is cool, but it's always good to have these and look back on them. So very, very special. This is a fun book. This is like my very first journal for my workbook. So going through all of the lessons with Bob, my goal. What I loved about this was I wrote, and I think this was probably 2017, I want to continue Bob's legacy. I wanted to have online courses. I wanted to have a house with water and trees. I had all these things. I had an Audi R8 at the time. I hadn't even got to the Ferrari yet. And I wanted to be a millionaire by I was 32. So that's pretty awesome. And I wrote out a money script that Bob gave me. I did that every single day. Day 1, day 2, gratitude, day 3. So again, this is why and how I've built such a success system for my clients, because I just look back at everything I've done. So the worksheets are there, the gratitude's there, the repetition of challenges on a daily basis. So that's how ultimately we created the source and everything that comes with it. So that was a pretty awesome book. Oh, haha, this is so cool. So the day, that card I showed you of going to Ferrari in New Zealand, no money, can't afford a Ferrari. I walk in, design it on the board exactly what I want. And the guy said to me, I actually can give you some photographs of a Ferrari. And of course, he gave me the exact, by the way, I carried this backpacking. Not once did it get bent, and I went the whole way around Asia. I'm very proud of that. And what he was able to give me was these beautiful prints. Now, mine has black wheels, but this is what I was handed. It's basically a vision board of my car, which is so, so awesome. And the amount of times that, like, I had these all up in my house, in my last house, I put these up on the boards, and like, I just looked at that going, wow. Like, one day, and I remember bringing them home and showing them to family and friends, and they were like, yeah, but I mean, you've got a picture, you're not actually going to get the car. And I'm like, oh no, this is actually my car. This is going to be mine. Watch and wait. So that's really cool that we have these. Okay, so this was when I was starting out. Here's my mission statement. I hadn't worked out what a mission statement was yet. Again, all my ideas of what I wanted to create one day, somewhere that would have gratitude, goals, visioneering. It's so 30 days. So like that was the challenges inside the source. I didn't even know it at that time. This was me then making my plan. 2018, I will have achieved with ease. And all the things I wanted to do. So this is my working plan of how I was going to generate the money. This is funny because I knew nothing about the digital world, and I mean nothing. And yet I studied all the free content that I could get my hands on. I even asked Lindsay to buy me for Christmas a digital course so that I could learn how to create these sales funnels and build an online business. So this is me all mapping it out, which Now today we have a full digital company, but that's where it all started, which is pretty awesome. This is me mapping out Lindsay's role in the early days. It didn't work whatsoever. Let's see. This is me designing my ideal week. So again, this is something that now we have in a digital form inside our calendars where you can actually go and design your dream week. So this is how I started it. At one point I said, just imagine what would I love? And I had all these ideas for products, different programs, having people working for me, speaking on stage, and all of it has now happened, which is so cool. Here was me creating my org chart, my organizational chart of my company. Now, I'd never even heard of this, but look, this is the person behind the camera, Ryan. Like, that's a way, 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 way back. And now you're here filming me. I mean, it's just so cool. So this is the one I seen the other night and it made me laugh. Please forgive the skills. I drew out my dream home before we went to the architect. I only found this the other night. And when you actually look at it, it is almost scary how close this is. Now, if you look over here, this is the garage. If you can see the Ferrari that I very well designedly drew. Here's me in the gym, lifting weights with my pathetic little muscles. And then, so that's what's in the garage. That was the dream garage. Then I had, I don't know if you can see this, but it's like a spiral staircase. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was stairs going up. And then there's the front door. And then when you go in through the house at the higher level, you look down and there's a sofa, a fire pit, and 2 windows. Now that's exactly what our house is. I mean, it is so unbelievable how, like, even the spiral at the front door. The Ferrari now sits in the garage. The gym is in the garage. The sofa's there. The fire pit's there. I mean, even this was a roundabout. Lindsay always said, Kim, I want to be able to drive around the house. So that's what that represents. And with the house that we've just bought, you literally can drive right round and through the whole house. So, like, it blows my mind. In fact, I think I have a picture here. So you can see here, this was exactly what I drew. The garages are here. Rooms and offices above the garage. I had offices above the garage. Look at that. That was that. So there's the sofa, there's the fire, there's the glass, and that's exactly what we manifested. And what I actually worked out the other night, I wrote this in 2016, I think. And this house was built in 2016. So I'm telling you, thoughts create things. So from this drawing, most of us know then we went and got an architect to draw it up, even though we had no land, no money. The architect did a great job and designed our dream home. And again, the stairways, the gym, what we have now is not the same shape, but it has everything in it. Just put your ideas, draw them, it all happens. It's incredible. So I actually started this gratitude log. What was the first date? May 2014. That is just incredible. On the 23rd of May 2014, I was grateful for the future, strength, stamina, opportunities, and health. And I didn't really know what gratitude was at the time. I just kept listening to all these YouTubes and seeing Bob was talking about it. So I didn't really understand what it was about. Like, on another day it was sun, talking to a friend, installing hope in others. So this is particularly special because me and Lindsay had actually just met, and she kept writing all these little love notes in my journal, which is so cool. So these are very, very precious little memories that we definitely want to keep. I think this was my second gratitude log. A moment of gratitude makes a difference in attitude, with a few coffee stains. I love this one. And in fact, I was reading this the other week, and this particular gratitude on the 1st of July 2016, that was when I made the decision to join Bob Proctor. And I remember the moment of emptying the bank account, having sold the car, got the money, emptied the bank account, hadn't told Lindsay, and I just took out a piece of paper and I just wrote gratitude. And it's interesting what I've written with the awareness I have now. So first thing was, today I'm grateful for having made my decision. Second thing, lightness in heart. Third thing, Lynn's love for me. So now with the awareness that I have, it makes sense of why I wrote that, because when you make a decision, you're lighter and you feel like, okay, decision's made. And I just love that then the third one was about love, which is everything that we do. And I wrote, it's been a crazy weekend. I'm overwhelmed for so many things. The love of my life, and I still can't even understand why she loves me, but I accept it. So clearly still back then, I mean it was at the beginning, I'm still kind of going, what is she doing with me? And then it says, I've decided I deserve more. I've decided to act on my dreams. I believe in myself. Seek and ye shall find. Ask and it will be given. And knock and the door will be opened unto you. And that was what I wrote the moment that I kind of started this journey. So again, so many memories, so many notes, so many creations. 2016. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources of income. I am successful and I have 30,000 in my bank account. I'm committed to the woman I love, and I have new clients coming into my business, and I'm a part of Bob Proctor's inner circle. And I probably had less than £4.20 at that point. So I absolutely love that I've kept all of these, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, it's almost sad to be packing all of this up, since we've created it all, like every single thing in this room, right down to this. In fact, I'll have to get this off as well. This was bought in Vegas when I was with Bob, and it's an Emerson quote, which is of course one of the great teachers. So we got this in Vegas when I achieved the gold or the diamond pin. So really everything that I have in this house has so much sentimental meaning. And I can't wait to bring it to the new place and continue the story. It's just so special. So it's going to be sad leaving here, but I created it all. I'm so grateful for it all. And just think of the journey that we're going to create in the new house. It is going to be magical. And if I was able to create this from just ideas, from just love, what are we going to continue to create? The story is only beginning.